Hey, it's Tim here, coach of men who want more, and this Facebook Live I'm going to share with you how to deal with your emotions. And I've been having a fair few conversations of late with friends, with family, with clients, with anyone who I interact with, in and around dealing with emotions. Because if you're human like me, you know that this is a big part of life, and this dictates so many areas of our life. How we feel about ourselves is our emotions. But before we dive into this conversation, I need to show you something. I'm here at the Botanical Gardens in Melbourne, Australia. Look at this, absolutely incredible. And I've spent many hours in and amongst these parklands running boot camps over the years, and I always love coming back here and just connecting again here, and thought I'd do this Facebook Live from here. But let's get back on track here, dealing with emotions. And as men, we often suppress our emotions. We don't know how to deal with it. We don't know what is really happening within us, and therefore it starts to dictate how we feel about ourselves. It starts to dictate, how well we do, how successful we feel, how much achievement we have, and also how fulfilled we feel, and how much meaning and purpose we have in our life. And I want to give you something that I wish I learned earlier on in the piece. Something that I wish as a strong man that I dealt with earlier in my life, because once you start to learn to deal with your emotions, life just gets easier. Life doesn't beat you down as much. I'm not saying it's not challenging at times, it always is, but you just deal with shit better. You just stand more on your strength day by day. And I first learnt this, I think, would have been 2010 at a Tony Robbins event, and how he deals with emotion is incredible. And it really inspired me to understand emotion more and more. And a lot of men, and I used to feel this as well, that emotion was weakness, vulnerability was weakness. And I'm here to hopefully help you shift that mindset, because that's absolute bullshit. The more strength that you have within yourself, the more you can deal with emotion. You can not only deal with your own emotions, you can deal with those around you better. You can deal with those nearest and dearest to you, whether it's your partner, your family, colleagues at work, business associates, friends, whoever it may be, because we're all emotional beings, and that's not going to go. So the first step is no point suppressing it. Stop trying to suppress emotion. That's just going to lead you to depression. When we suppress emotion, it leads to depression, and then from there anything's possible. And maybe you've dealt with or somebody who has dealt with ending one's life. One of the most selfish acts you can do, I believe. So that comes from suppressing emotion and not dealing with it. And as a man walking through this world, it's your obligation and responsibility to be able to deal with your emotions. That's part of the job of being human. Not putting your head in the fucking sand and pretending that you don't have them, or it's all good, mate, or it's all just okay, but facing them head on. So an emotion is dictated by our thought, and the thoughts that we have first and foremost. So if we can go back to the root and think about, well, what is my thinking? What's happening within my thoughts, which is going to dictate the emotion that I have. Maybe you're having emotions of guilt, of stress, of overwhelm, anxiety, worry, annoyance, agitation, frustration, whatever label you want to put on the emotion. It's always driven by a thought first and foremost. And I want to give you a quick analogy here, where thoughts, once I heard this analogy, is, say you're sitting on the side of the road and you're just watching cars go by. Now, that's like thoughts. The cars are your thoughts. And most of the time, you just see cars going by, and you might say, okay, there's a red car, there's a silver car, there's a blue car, there's a Mercedes, there's a Toyota Corolla, whatever it may be. And that's it. And then you watch the car and you let it go. But what most of us do unconsciously is we have a thought which drives to an emotion. And we look at that car, and then we look at the red car and goes, there's a red car. There's a red car. And we chase the red car, and we end up jumping on the red car, and we are fixated and get focused on the red car, a thought. And then that red car brings up an emotion of sadness, guilt, frustration, whatever it is, whatever label you put on it, stress. Rather than letting the red car go, rather than letting your thoughts go. So questioning your thoughts and understanding that they're just thoughts. They're not you. They're part of what's happening within your mind, but that's it. And allowing your thoughts to go. Some great tools for this, which have really served me, which I'd encourage you to dive into, is Byron Katie's work called The Work. Just Google The Work. She's incredible at understanding thought patterns and just going by some of those guidelines, questioning your thoughts. And meditation. Meditation is a great one. That allows thoughts to come and go. And the more you do it, the better you get at it. So they're two tools that I'd highly recommend. And just day to day, questioning your thoughts. What am I thinking here? That's going to help you deal with your emotions. Noting what emotions come up for you. Understanding, in psychology circles it's called affect labeling, what's coming up for you. And then letting it go. Because you have that choice. You have that choice to let those thoughts go. And therefore, they don't have to always manifest into this feeling of overwhelm or stress or whatever emotion keeps popping up for you. So hopefully that served you. Don't jump on the red car and fucking chase the red car all day long. Instead, let the red car go. Let your thoughts go. Feel through your emotions so you can move to more empowering states of being and get better results in your life. So that's my message for you. Before I head off here, let me shout out to Kathy, Deborah, Nat. Thanks for jumping on. I appreciate your support. Much gratitude to you. And if you're watching a replay, thank you. Drop in a comment below. Let me know how you found this. PM me if you want any further guidance on this. And until we meet again, until I jump on another Facebook Live, another live stream, have an incredible day. It's your time to step into your strength and to be the best man you can be.